Hi, I'm Dr. Ann Louise, and eating out smart can really be fun if you know what you're doing. I would first and foremost select some restaurants where you know that number one, they're serving only filtered water. They're serving filtered water for you to drink, number one, and they're serving filtered water and using it in their cooking. I'd also make sure that the restaurant that you're choosing and frequenting, and there should just be a couple on your repertoire so that you have a real working relationship with these individuals. Make sure that the kinds of pots and pans that they're using are stainless steel, not aluminum, and not a lot of aluminum foil that they're using when they're reheating food. And when it comes to reheating food or heating food, I would not be going to a restaurant that uses microwaves exclusively, because microwaves, number one, will kill the enzymes in your food, and number two, are not healthy for the simple reason that without enzymes, you're not going to be able to digest your food properly in the first place. You also have to check on the oils that that restaurant is using. Very oftentimes when you question a waiter, they may say, well, we use vegetable oil. And when they say vegetable oil, it's always a hydrogenated soybean oil. Better that they should use olive oil or peanut oil or some macadamia nut oil, or ideally, in a perfect world, even some coconut oil. So my favorite restaurants to look at in terms of having all these criteria would probably be your Italian restaurants first and foremost, as well as your Mexican. Just make sure you don't overdo too many of those chips. They're usually fried in canola oil, which is considered to be a GMO kind of oil. So I'd like to see you eat more of the steamed tortillas rather than the chips per se. But I love the salsa. You could put the salsa on anything, because you've got all the wonderful peppers, you got the tomatoes so high in lycopene and antioxidants. That's a really good thing. I also think that if you're going to look for a restaurant, I wouldn't discount any of the Greek restaurants or even some of the Indian restaurants, provided that the food is not overly fried. I believe that if you can go out to eat and ask the right questions and have a relationship with either the owner or your favorite wait person, then it stands to reason that they're going to want to please you more and that you're going to enjoy your food better. I remember going to a particular restaurant and they would just give me plain olive oil. They would give me some chopped up garlic and some chopped up parsley, and I'd make my own salad dressings because I really didn't care for the bottled dressings that they served. It's also important to know that if you're going to be having grilled food that they grill, whether that would be, your shrimp or your fish or your chicken, that oftentimes the grilling spices contain a whole lot of MSG. So I would say to keep that really plain with just a little bit of salt, maybe some garlic, maybe some onion, maybe a little cumin, which is my favorite spice of all time, but do away with those grilling spices. It's easy for you to eat out if you know what to ask for and you know really what the lay of the land is. Last but not least, if you're going to be eating fish, please make sure that it's well cooked. Not overly done, but well cooked. The last thing you want is to get an uninvited guest from a restaurant where either you're eating a lot of sushi, which in my book, Guess What Came to Dinner, is a no-no. I've seen too many people pick up little parasites that can lodge in their intestinal tract from eating raw fish. So in that case, you're going to want to have those California rolls instead. So they're easy ways to make healthy options, and I think that eating out is a pleasure. I think that for many of us, there are not a lot of pleasures left in this day and time, so I say go in good health and enjoy. This is Dr. Ann Louise saying, see you next time.